live stream. I'm so excited to get today's heat races and last chance qualifiers underway before we get into the main event later tonight. That'll be a separate live stream, by the way. But I'm so excited. The first cars for the first heat race are just pulling out onto track now. There's going to be 4 25-lap heat races, each with 9 cars. You want to be in the top 4 spots to lock yourself into the main event. But if you are not in the top 4 spots, it's not all over yet. There will be 2 last chance qualifiers, each with 10 cars, and I believe those will be 50 laps each. And the top 3 from those 2 last chance qualifiers will also get their ticket punched into the main event tonight at 6 o'clock on Fox. But you guys want to put in the chat what your predictions are for the heat races, I appreciate it. If you're new, if you want to hit that subscribe button for the first time, I also appreciate that. But you guys already know all that type of stuff. I'm just so excited, guys. NASCAR is finally back. I'm just trying to make sure I get like the best setup here for this stream here really quick. No, that's too small. That's not it either. We can go with this. How's that? But how are you guys doing today? Hey, Toasted Marshmallow. First person to drop something in the chat. Also, you guys see I had that poll posted to start things off. I'll be using quite a few polls throughout today's racing to get your guys' opinions on certain things. And I just got, are you guys happy with the Clash being at the Coliseum? And I got yes, meh, no. And personally, I'm yes. I am really excited, at least for now, that they're trying this thing out at the Coliseum. I think it's a great time to test something out. You got I mean, it's the next gen cars, but also it's an exhibition race, guys. This is what the exhibition races are for. They're to try out new things because at the end of the day, they don't matter. Nobody's really going to remember anything important about these exhibition races. So I'm totally down for them trying out stadium racing because if it works, guys, I mean, that's amazing. Then we got the opportunity to go to other stadiums around the U.S. or around the world. You know what I mean? It's a great way to get into new markets and to be like imagine you can't have a NASCAR city. Well, you couldn't have did I say NASCAR city? You couldn't have a NASCAR race in the heart of a city without building a new track. But now you can do that. I mean, you have to build a new track, but it's on a pre-existing area. So, and like the stadium's already built and everything else, all the seating, all the seating's already built there. But yeah, we're going to have some performances from Pitbull, Ice Cube, other guys. I'm going to be really interested to see how much the stadium gets packed out. Because they sold, I believe, 70,000 tickets, but just how many of those are actually, sold to, are actually, how many of those people are actually going to show up? Who knows? It's going to be a great test for the to see if this also is a liked idea by the people of the city. Yeah, the top 4 will advance. Last time NASCAR was on an NFL field was in the 1950s, and that was on the Buffalo Bills field. And it's not their same field that they use now, but it was on the Buffalo Bills field. And I am a Buffalo Bills fan, so let's go Bills Mafia. Sadly, we didn't make it to the Super Bowl this year, but that's besides the point. Imagine Hamlin not advancing. I think Hamlin will advance. I think in this first heat, I think big names that are at risk at missing would probably be Denny Hamlin. I'll look at I think Kyle Busch and Suarez are probably locked. Showed great pace in both practice and qualifying. I think Stenhouse could fall back. I'm really interested to see how Chastain does because Suarez, his teammate, has shown great pace all weekend, and Chastain has not shown like any pace all weekend. I also would love to see B somehow sneak in. That would be hilarious and amazing. So yeah, these heat races are only 25 laps. So they are going to tick by fast. They said it should only take about 6 minutes, and that makes sense considering each lap is under 50 minutes. Now, at race pace, since you're going to be battling other guys, it'll probably be a bit slower than if you're just when they're just running fast laps out there on their own. But appreciate everybody watching, especially if you tuned in last night, tuning in again today. So excited. Okay, so they're coming to the green flag here. Oh, I guess the NASCAR ticker's a bit ahead of us, so we're just going to turn that off for now. Okay, here they come. At the Clash of the Coliseum, got Kyle Busch on the inside, Suarez on the outside. Suarez spins the tires. He's going to try and tuck down to the inside line, but Stenhouse is that hole. But Suarez gets a good run off, so it looks like he's going to clear Stenhouse. And the top 5 are all single file, and they're 3 wide towards the back of the pack. Right now, the top 4 spots are Busch, Suarez, Stenhouse, and Hamlin. Then Blaney's the first man out, and they're 2 wide behind him. So Kyle Busch is still in the lead by a couple cars. And then you got Chastain and Almirola side by side for 7th, it looks like. And then Hamlin's making a move to the inside of Stenhouse. And this is for 3rd place. Hamlin's up from 5th already. And now he's up to 3rd. So Hamlin's showing that he has got some pace here early on. Stenhouse looking to cross him over. Nope, that's not going to be there. Oh, Gilliland all over the bumper of Blaney. Almirola has fallen a bit back, and so has McLeod, so it's just about a 7-car battle. Chastain's now on the bumper of Gilliland. He tries to go to the inside and turns 3 and 4. It's not quite there. Yeah, this is a lot like Martinsville. You just have to hook the inside. Already 6 laps complete of this 25-lap heat race. Remember, caution laps do not count. And Suarez and Kyle Busch are pulling away from the field. Suarez actually kind of catching up to Kyle Busch, but they've got about a 2-second gap from 2nd to place. 3rd place is Hamlin, and just behind him is Stenhouse. Hamlin's starting to put a bit of a gap on Stenhouse. So it looks like right now there's about a 4-car battle for the final transfer spot to the main event. If Cody Ware wins the race, that would be funny. I mean, it would. I think Ryan Preece actually is a decent shot in that Rick Ware car because he's a pretty good flat track racer. Stenhouse now making a move to the inside of Hamlin to get 3rd place back. Oh, but Hamlin's going to use the bumper, try to cross him over, but does not get a good enough run off. But he's going to have some more time to set up another challenge for 3rd. Now Stenhouse up to 3rd. Stenhouse has shown a decent amount of pace all weekend. Still big name drivers who would not advance as of right now would be Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Eric Almirola. Oh, and Stenhouse is able to get by because Hamlin just kind of lost it and got pretty loose. But so far, Kyle Busch has just dominated from the front this entire heat race. So right now, your top 4, Kyle Busch, Suarez, Stenhouse, Hamlin. Those are the guys moving on. Chastain finally gets by Gilliland. Chastain's up 6th after starting last. Chastain's the biggest mover in this heat race. Now, Chastain is going to be looking to try and get by Ryan Blaney, who's about 5 car lengths ahead of him. And then he's going to have to get by Denny Hamlin to get into a transfer spot. But each position matters, even if you don't make it into the main event in your heat race, because that'll give you a better starting spot in your last chance qualifier. Oh, BJ McLeod's already put a lap down. I think he pulled off the track. I'm not certain, but... Or no, he's still out there. He's just lapped down. Oh, Chastain really locks it up. He goes wide in turns 1 and 2. Yeah, Suarez and Kyle Busch have really gapped the field by almost 3 seconds now. They're really pulling away. But Blaney is hounding Hamlin for that final transfer spot. Those 2 guys are really close, and it's going to come down to probably Hamlin or Blaney's probably going to end up getting that final transfer spot if we don't get another caution before this thing's over. What's up, Jimmy Jackpot? The only thing you like about Cody Ware is his paint scheme. I like the purple one more than the black one in terms of his paint schemes. Anyways, things have calmed down a bit. Kyle Busch and Suarez still pulling away, but Hamlin's caught up to the bumper of Stenhouse, and Blaney, Stenhouse, and Hamlin are all really close together from 3rd through 5th. Oh, Stenhouse goes a bit wide off corner exit. Hamlin's going to have an opportunity to poke his nose in there, but Stenhouse slams the door and turns 1 and 2. Now Blaney all over the bumper of Hamlin. Oh, he's looking. Oh, and Blaney gives Hamlin the bumper. Now Blaney looking to get into that 4th spot at the line. He has it, but they're side by side into turns 1 and 2. Blaney has the preferred inside line. Hamlin's going to tuck in and try and see if he can work up a run on Blaney now. It's all going to be about bump and runs, baby. Stenhouse looks like he locks it up again just ahead of Blaney and Hamlin. 5 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen, in heat race number 1. 20 laps complete. Yeah, Kyle Busch and Suarez are safe, but 3rd through 5th are in a tight battle. You got Blaney, Stenhouse, and Hamlin. Stenhouse just ahead. Only one of those guys is not going to qualify for the main event in this heat race here. Stenhouse locks it up again. So he's kind of allowing Hamlin and Blaney to tag along behind him. I don't think Blaney's going to force the envelope too much because he's already in a lock-in spot, but Hamlin's the one who's going to be trying to push the issue here in 5th. With 2 to go, this is it. Blaney's looking to go to the inside of Stenhouse down the back straightaway. Stenhouse closes the door once again, but Blaney gives him the bumper. Now they're going to be side by side on the final lap. It's going to allow Hamlin to maybe have an opportunity to get by one of these guys here. Kyle Busch is going to win the first heat race easily, leading every single lap, and then Suarez will be behind him. Now the battle's for 3rd and 4th and 5th, and Stenhouse is going to get a good exit off turn 4, and it'll be Stenhouse, Blaney, 3rd and 4th, and those will be the top 4 transfer spots. So Hamlin, Chastain, Gilliland, Almirola, and McLeod are all going to have to go to the last chance qualifier. So I'll repeat that again. Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez, Stenhouse, and Blaney all make it into the main event. The biggest mover in that heat race was Chastain, went from 9th to 6th, but that was not enough for him to get into the main event. Now, the next heat race will be underway just in another second, but I appreciate all you are watching so far. So that race did last 6 minutes. Yeah, they have the timed thing on here. It's 6 minutes and 47 seconds. It felt longer than that, but at the same time, it felt shorter. But yeah, so Kyle Busch led every single lap, and he won by almost 2 seconds over Daniel Suarez, and they really gapped the field. It was Stenhouse 3rd, Blaney 4th, and then Hamlin was the first car out in 5th place. And then BJ McLeod finished 2 laps down. So Hamlin's the first big name to be forced into the last chance qualifier, as well as Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain did make up a decent amount of ground in his heat race, but I guess in terms of the guys who missed their did not get into the top 4 in this heat race, and guys who I would not be optimistic about qualifying their way in via the last chance qualifier, that would be guys like probably Eric Almirola, BJ McLeod, and probably Todd Gilliland. But I think Chastain, if he shows the same momentum he did in his heat race, he could maybe work his way up in his last chance qualifier. And Hamlin obviously has pace, and Hamlin will start on pole, or at least, Hamlin will start on pole for his last chance qualifier. So he also has a back position advantage. Appreciate all 40 of you guys who are watching. We only got 7 likes, so if we could get up to 10 likes, I would appreciate that. Eric and Choco Sluss, did you know Max Pappas is a forgotten NASCAR Cup driver? I think I knew that he did a couple races, but I didn't know. I mean, I don't really know anything about his success in those races. I think something that would be interesting is if they gave out a couple of points like regular season points in the Busch Clash, similar to like the duels at Daytona, where the top 10 get 10 points. So yeah, in this next heat race, it's going to be, let's see, wait, well, I'm trying to see the lineup for the next heat race. It's going to be, on pole is going to be Tyler Reddick, I believe. And then, let's see. Okay, so yeah, heat number 2 lineup, you'll have Tyler Reddick, Cole Custer, Harrison Burton, Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, Brad Keselowski, and Martin Truex Jr. So you have a lot of guys in this heat, notable drivers who are starting farther down the grid, like Brad Keselowski and Martin Truex Jr. And then you also have Alex Bowman, who's in that last transfer spot. You got some big names. You got like Tyler Reddick, Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, and Martin Truex Jr. I don't see MTJ or Brad Keselowski making their way into the final, at least in their heat race. They have not shown like any pace this entire weekend. So they're coming around to get the green. Tyler Reddick on the inside and at the line. Both lines get a pretty even start there. But it looks like Tyler Reddick's going to have that preferred inside line, and he should get a good run off the corner. Oh, Cole Custer goes wide. He's losing spots like crazy. He's on the outside of 3 wide. That's not going to work. Him and Bowman are bumping fenders. Oh, Cole Custer goes from 2nd to 6th in about 1 lap. That is not what you want to see there. But Burton, meanwhile, is up to 2nd, and now Bowman and Custer are going at it again. That is crazy. Now Bowman's going to be dropped back to 6th, and Custer up to 5th. And meanwhile, that's allowed Burton, Wallace, and Briscoe to skirt their way up into the top 4 spots. And Reddick is just driving away. Now Custer trying to work the outside of Austin Dillon. We haven't seen many people be able to get the outside line to work for a pass, and that's not going to work off turn 4. He's going to have to tuck in line and try and set up another option, probably try to dive bomb to his inside later. But so far, Truex and Keselowski have just dropped way out of this like top group here, so that's not good to see if you're them. And oh, Burton gets bumped out of the groove by Wallace, it looks like, or maybe he just lost it on his own, but that's going to allow Burton to drop back to 4th, and now Dillon's going to go to his inside. That moves Bubba Wallace up to 2nd, Chase Briscoe up to 3rd, and Austin Dillon up to 4th. And Burton's now back to 5th. So we're seeing a lot more action in this second heat race than the first. So right now your top 4 are Reddick, Wallace, Briscoe, Dillon, and then you got Burton the first car out, Custer, Bowman, Truex, and Keselowski rounding out the field. Custer trying to get to the inside of Harrison Burton for that 5th spot. These guys have got to get around Harrison Burton fast, or Harrison Burton's got to pick up the pace because they are falling away from Austin Dillon. There's about a 2nd gap between Austin Dillon and Harrison Burton now at this point. And meanwhile, Reddick's pulled away. Oh, Briscoe's going to make a move on Bubba Wallace for 2nd place in turns 3 and 4, and he's going to make it work. Now, Chase Briscoe up to 2nd place. Now, Austin Dillon looking to maybe follow suit and get around Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace did not show a lot of pace in practice, but did put down a pretty solid qualifying run. So maybe on the longer runs, he does not have the same pace as these other guys. We'll have to see how he does as the heat race continues. Austin Dillon giving him a lot of pressure. But still, these guys are just pulling away from Cole Custer, who has gotten around Harrison Burton. Now, Harrison Burton has dropped back to 8th behind Bowman and Truex. So Custer now is going to be on the hunt to try and get by Austin Dillon for 4th and get into that final transfer spot into the main event. 14 laps to go in this heat race. We're just about halfway. Laps are just flying by. Appreciate everybody watching. Over 12 likes on the day. Oh, Bubba Wallace is getting the bumper from Austin Dillon now. Austin Dillon's looking to get around him. Man, Bubba's bumper's already got quite a few dents in it from both Chase Briscoe and Austin Dillon. He has held Austin Dillon off, though, pretty well. Oh, boy. Meanwhile, these guys are battling. It's Lester to inch in closer to him. Austin Dillon looks like he's going to have a run to the inside of Bubba down the front straightaway. Into turns 1 and 2 they go. Austin Dillon to the inside. He's going to complete that pass. Bubba Wallace looks to tuck in inside as fast as he can. Don't try not to give up a lot of time to Cole Custer, but now Cole Custer has caught up to the bumper of Bubba Wallace with 8 to go in heat race number 2. Cole Custer is going to be looking to try and get around Bubba Wallace for that final transfer spot. Cole Custer's got to be feeling vengeful after being shoved off the front row on the first lap and being dropped back to 7th place. He's worked his way back up to 5th. Now he's going to be looking to get back up to 4th and into one of the transfer spots down the back straightaway. Oh, he is really closing up on Bubba Wallace. He gives him the bumper. He shoves Bubba wide. Cole Custer to the inside down the front straightaway. It looks like he's going to be able to get this one done. Off the exit to turn 2. It's not quite done yet. They're still side by side. Bubba gets to the runoff corner exit. And now Cole Custer slides in, and he's going to get it done. Bubba blocks hard on Bowman. Now Bowman's going to be looking to try and get by Bubba and try and get to Cole Custer. We could see Bowman missing the big show, as well as Bubba Wallace, as well as Truex and Keselowski. Meanwhile, Reddick has just pulled away from the field by over 4 seconds almost. And then you got Austin Dillon in 3rd and Cole Custer in 4th. And Bubba Wallace tags the wall, it looks like, off turn 2. Yeah, Bubba Wallace is just, his car is not hooked up how he wants it to be. He has not shown a great pace most of the weekend. Nor has Brad Keselowski. He's fallen pretty far behind the entire field in this heat race. Meanwhile, Tyler Reddick's pulled away. It looks like all these top 4 are going to be safe. But if Bubba Wallace can finish 5th ahead of Alex Bowman, that is big because he'll be able to start on at least the front row of his last chance qualifier. So that'll give him good track position for his last chance qualifier. It's the final lap, and Tyler Reddick should be able to cruise to the heat to win. So far, each and both the first 2 heat races, the driver on pole is just dominated. So you have Reddick, Briscoe, Dillon, Custer, your top 4. A lot of underdogs there in that top 4. And then you have a ton of big names who are going to be forced into the last chance qualifier, including Bubba Wallace, Martin, Truex Jr., Alex Bowman, and Brad Keselowski. I mean, we're going to see a lot of big names, I think, end up missing the big show, which is pretty crazy. That's Byron wins. There, I don't think there's anywhere else to watch this. I'm just watching it on Hulu, so that's what I use, and that has Fox as a channel on it. The only JGR driver who did well is Kyle Busch. Yeah, Kyle Busch dominated his entire heat race, and I think track position is going to be pretty big in this whole thing. Like, so far, whoever was on pole and had that inside line has just dominated their entire heat race and just pulled away. And actually, starting on the outside of the front row it's honestly better just to start on the inside lane because the outside line is just so weak, unless the guy on the inside line spins his tires. Appreciate everybody watching. We got 40 people watching right now, and only 13 likes. I'd appreciate it if a couple more of you guys drop a like. Yeah, we're just trying to, I'm trying to get this leaderboard up for you guys so that way you guys can be engaged as well. But so in the 3rd heat race, we're going to have Justin Haley on pole. He has shown pace for an underdog contender the whole weekend. And I think he's setting the tone for a college. I think he could actually end up making a playoff run. I don't think he'll make a deep playoff run, but I think he could definitely qualify for the playoffs as kind of a surprise. And I think if the second college car was going to be a full-time effort from a certain individual driver that was at least a competitive driver, then I think that car would also be a playoff contending car. But yeah, in the C race, you're going to have Justin Haley and Chase Elliott on the front row, and then you'll have William Byron in P3, Christopher Bell in P4, and then you're going to have AJ Allmendinger P5, Kevin Harvick P6. I'm really interested to see how Harvick does in his heat race. He showed pace in practice, did not have a good qualifying run at all. And then you have Corey LaJoie in P8 and Cody Ware actually in P9. And honestly, Harvick, LaJoie, and Ware all showed pace in practice, but just did not have good qualifying runs. So I wonder if they'll show pace in this heat race. You bet Kyle Busch is going to dominate the Clash? I think that's a pretty reasonable bet. I don't know how the field's going to be drawn up. Like, I don't know if it's going to be random draw for the starting positions or if it'll be based on like qualifying times or something like that. But nevertheless, what's the words I'm looking for? That's what I'm trying to say is that if it's a random draw for for the grid for the main event, then I would definitely say that could be Kyle Busch's biggest handicap, because if he gets put back in traffic, it's going to be hard for him to work his way through a ton of cars. So far in these heat races, the most positions we've seen gained in one heat race is like 3 or so. Hey guys, we're almost to 20 likes. I appreciate everybody watching. But so far, you guys have given me 41 votes in my poll I have in the chat about are you happy with the Clash being at the Coliseum? And the majority have said 69% of you guys have said yes, 24% have said meh, and 7% have said no. I think the board with all the statistics about who's in what position is a bit more is set up now correctly. So I think it should be pretty much in sync with what I'm commentating now. Do you guys prefer if I have the board up there or just me talking? Okay, so like I said, in this heat race, you have Justin Haley, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Christopher Bell, the top 4, and only the top 4 advance. Then you have AJ Allmendinger, Kevin Harvick, Chris Buescher, Corey LaJoie, and Cody Ware. Personally, the driver I'm most interested to see how they do is Kevin Harvick. He showed great pace in practice, but did not have a good qualifying run, and he's going to have to make up some ground to get into a transfer spot. But we've already seen him use the bumper a decent amount this weekend in practice, so we'll have to see if he uses it in the race. Okay, guys. Thanks for letting me know. I just wanted to the board wasn't quite synced up with what I was seeing on TV, so I didn't want to be like too far ahead of what I was saying. So that way it was kind of, spoiling the action per se. And it's still ahead. So I'm going to see if there's a way I can like slow it down or something. Or do you guys want me to leave the board up there even if it's ahead of what I'm saying? Let me know if you want me to leave it up there if it's ahead of what I'm saying. So here they come to the green flag. You're going to have Chase Elliott on the outside of Justin Haley. Here they come. They spin their tires, but Justin Haley gets a good restart there, or race start. Oh, Elliott really rolls the outside pretty well, though. So he's going to stay right on the outside of Justin Haley down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 they go. Haley looks like he's going to get the better drive off, but Elliott is still there. This is the best restart we've seen by an outside line car so far, and Elliott's still hanging with him. Now he's finally going to tuck in. No, he's not going to tuck in line just yet. He's still working the outside, but now there's not going to be a space for him to tuck in line because his teammate William Byron's going to get inside of him for second place. Now Byron and Elliott side by side for second, and Byron's going to get by him. Now Elliott's going to try and get in line in front of Christopher Bell. Nope, not yet. He's still on the outside of Byron. Is he going to have a spot to slide in there, or will Bell force the issue and go to his inside? Yes, Bell's going to move to the inside of Elliott, and now Elliott's getting freight trained like it's Martinsville. So he's back to fourth place on the outside of Christopher Bell. Will AJ Allmendinger be able to get to the bumper of Bell and not allow Elliott to have a place to squeeze in here? No, he's not. Elliott's going to be able to squeeze into fourth place. So Elliott drops from second all the way back to fourth there on that couple of laps. Now Allmendinger's working on his bumper. Meanwhile, Kevin Harvick's dropped from 6th to 7th. And your running order is Haley, Byron, Bell, Elliott, Allmendinger, Buescher, Harvick, LaJoie, Ware after 6 laps. And Haley still leading, but not really pulling away from William Byron just yet. Now, there is a bit of a gap from Byron to Bell in 3rd place. Right now, your top 4 are pulling away just a bit from the rest of the field. So, Harvick looking to get around Chris Buescher. He goes to the inside. He really rolls to the inside there. This is going to be an easy pass, looks like, for Harvick in the inside at turn 1 and 2. And he's going to get by Chris Buescher and move up to 6th place. Now his next car he's going to have to pass is AJ Allmendinger in 5th place. Now he's got a bit of ground between him and Allmendinger, so he's going to have to get up there. And he did use the bumper on Chris Buescher a bit, so I would not be too surprised if Buescher's going to try and use the bumper on him. Yes, he is. Now Buescher's going to shove Harvick wide and go to the inside of Harvick for 6th place. Now this is some good battling we've got here. Meanwhile, behind them, LaJoie and Ware going side by side trying to get by each other. That was a great crossover move pulled by Chris Buescher. And Ware also pulls a similar crossover move on LaJoie for last place. Meanwhile, Haley, Byron, Bell, and Elliott are just pulling away from all these guys. It's like the top 4 are in a breakaway of their own, and then you've got about a second gap back to Allmendinger. And then there's 3 seconds from Allmendinger to Buescher. Imagine if the Busch-sponsored car does not make it into the Busch Clash. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, nice move for last place. Elliott's gonna make it. He's in 4th place, so he's in the place at risk. But something also I want to say, we are yet to see a caution, so I wonder if we're going to see our first caution here in heat race number 3. Not yet. Harvick gets back around Chris Buescher, and it looks like he may have him cleared for good now. So now he's up to 6th, and he'll try to get to Allmendinger with 10 to go, but I don't think he's got enough time left. There is a huge gap from him to Allmendinger, and then an even bigger gap from Allmendinger to Elliott. These top 4 have just separated themselves from everybody else. They're just look pretty content running nose to tail for now. You know, those top 4 just checked out by almost 3 seconds over AJ Allmendinger in 5th, and they're just continuing to pull away. Meanwhile, now 7 to go, and the running order stays the same. The top 4 just growing their gap over the rest of the field. Ware still ahead of LaJoie for last. Keep you guys updated on that battle. I think this running order will probably stay the same, but Bell looking to maybe give a bump to the back of the 24. Now Elliott giving a bump to the back of Bell. We may see these guys swap some positions for 2nd through 4th place before this thing's over. Yeah, Bell giving the bumper to Byron. He may be trying to make a move to the inside one of these next laps. 4 to go now. Bell still looking. And these guys are pulling a bit away from Elliott, so it's probably the only possible move we'll probably end up seeing is Bell make a dive bomb on William Byron for 2nd place. And they're still working on it. And Christopher Bell with 2 to go. He's really looking like he may be able to make a move on Byron before this thing's over with. Now Elliott tries to make a move to the outside of Bell. That was an interesting line he just tried taking there. It's the last lap. Haley's pulled away from these guys just a bit. Oh, and Elliott gives Bell a bit of a bump. Is he going to be able to make a move on the final turn? He's going to try and cut it back across, but not get enough drive off. And it's going to be Haley, Byron, Bell, Elliott, your top 4. And those will be the 4 transfer spots to the main event. And then you'll have Allmendinger being the first car who misses. Then you got Harvick in 6th, Buescher in 7th, Cody Ware moving up from 9th to 8th, and then LaJoie dropping back to 9th. There are definitely going to be a lot of scratched up cars when this thing's over. So, guys, in the fourth and final heat race, we've got Joey Logano on pole, and to his outside will be Kyle Larson. And then in third, we're going to have reigning Daytona 500 champion Michael McDowell. And then you're going to have Landon Castle in fourth. And I really hope I want Landon Castle to make the show so bad. And then you have Austin Cindric in fifth, Eric Jones sixth, Ryan Preece, a pretty solid road course racer, in seventh, flat track racer in seventh, and then Kurt Busch eighth, Ty Dillon in ninth. So you got both of the Petty GMS cars in this heat. Will they be able to make their way into the big show? Also, guys, I think there's going to be a choose cone for the Clash, and that is going to make things super. I think there's a choose cone for the restarts. And I think if we have any restarts, that choose cone is going to allow for some crazy things to happen. Because even if I was restarting third, both cars in front of me decided to go to the inside line, I would probably go with being the third car on the inside line than being the first car on the outside line. Like, that is literally just how much of a difference the lines make. Appreciate you guys who are watching. Got 22 likes. Can we get to 25? Nearly 50 of you guys watching right now. I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. But guys, so far what I'm noticing is that whoever is on pole just drives away. So, because they get that inside line, and that is just the dominant line easily on the restarts. And the guys who are starting on pole already have the fastest cars in their heats. Obviously, that's why they're starting on pole, because of qualifying. So I think unless the main event is set by random draw, whoever starts on pole is probably going to be up there for the majority of the race, unless they get crashed out. But yeah, Haley had a strong run there in that race, and he just dominated, easily won. Oh, this is interesting. I just noticed this. In terms of fastest lap averages, it looked like Kyle Larson had the fastest average had the fastest average pace on the longer runs. Still appreciate all you guys. Hey, we got it to 25. Appreciate everyone watching. All 43 of you right now. But guys, if you want to put your picks in the chat for who you are rooting for today, so that way I can keep tabs on those guys for you guys, give you guys little updates on how those drivers' day is going. Man, so the stadium is filling up a bit more slowly but surely, but it's still, I'd say, pretty scarcely filled in. I'd say just an estimate right now, it's probably 40 to 50% full. Maybe a little, probably 40%. Still quite a few people, but you'd love to see that building packed. See, Ian, you're rooting for Eric Jones. Okay, I appreciate it. I'll keep you updated on him in this heat race, because this is the one he's in, as well as his teammate. We'll have to see how he does compared to Ty Dillon. Also, if you guys subscribe for the first time during the live stream, you can put it in the chat, and I'll give you a shout out. So yeah, in this heat race, you got J-Log starting on the inside, then you got Kyle Larson to the outside, then Michael McDowell, Landon Castle the second row. And those top four are the four in the transfer spots to begin this race. Now, here they go, ladies and gentlemen. You got J-Log with a great restart on the inside line. Michael McDowell trying to follow suit to the inside of Kyle Larson, but Kyle Larson's going to get a good run off the outside. And the top three kind of pull away single file. Now, Landon Castle, not a great restart, and he's going to get shoved to the outside. And oh man, Landon Castle, yikes, Ty Dillon gets into his teammate, and these guys are bumping and banging like crazy. Everybody's just bumping like crazy in this heat race to start things off. But Landon Castle is going to get shunted from fourth almost all the way to the back by Austin Cindric. Man, that was, dang, Cindric, what do you, it's just short track racing, but you got Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Michael McDowell, your top three right now. But those top three have kind of pulled away now, and Cindric in fourth, but Priest up to fifth meanwhile in the time. So Priest, I would love to see him get up into that fourth and final transfer spot. Because Cindric, even though he's up in fourth right now, he has not shown great pace in qualifying or practice. So we'll have to see how he does as the run goes on. He's losing time to the leaders right now, and Priest is gaining on him. Oh, Priest is all over the bumper of Cindric now. It looks like he's going to be looking to make a move any moment now. You got Eric Jones and right behind him too. And Eric Jones is also a pretty good short track racer. So we'll have to see how Eric Jones, how much he pushes the issue. Because I think both of these guys will be able to get by Cindric. Oh, but we got a slow car on track. And it looks like Ty Dillon may bring out our first caution. And it's not due to, well, it's probably due to CAC, but maybe to see if a flat tire, it looks like. Or it's something just break. Well, and that is our first caution of the LA Coliseum. And Ty Dillon have some sort of mechanical failure. And this is going to allow for our first restart and the first use of the choose cone this weekend. Yeah, he just lost power. Just the car just died on him. Mechanical failure of some sort. So that's going to make the race only have 8 cars, with Ty Dillon pretty much being out of it, I'm almost certain. So we only got 8 laps of the 25 in this heat race completed. Appreciate all 27 of you guys who have dropped a like so far. I hope this gives Landon Castle an opportunity to regain some ground on this restart. Honestly, though, let's predict how this choose cone goes, because I definitely know Joey Logano is going to go to the inside. I think Kyle Larson will go to the inside as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the outside. I think McDowell will go to the inside. I think Cindric will probably go outside, because I think Cindric thinks he knows he doesn't have a fast car, so he's just going to be trying to take any track position he can get. And then, yeah, we'll just have to see from there. But so far, the fastest time turned in this heat race goes to Joey Logano, a 13.65, which is actually pretty quick. That's pretty comparable to some of the faster times we saw in practice yesterday. But yeah, Ty Dillon's weekend woes continue, as he did not have great pace in practice or qualifying, and he has a mechanical failure here early in his heat race. Now, that may be linked to some of the reasons why he was struggling with speed earlier in the weekend, but who knows? Not a great start for his tenure at Petty GMS Racing. Appreciate all you guys watching. Almost 1,400 of you guys have tuned in so far today. Honestly, you guys are going to hear me say this way, way, way too much, but I am so excited that NASCAR is back. And guys, I will be live with the heat races and the last chance qualifiers. And then after the last chance qualifiers end, I'm going to turn off, because there's going to be a bit of a break, because there'll be some concerts in between. There will be some concerts in between the end of the last chance qualifiers and the main event. And then I'll come back live for the main event at about 6 o'clock Eastern time. And Joey Logano's going to go inside. McDowell's going to go inside. Wow, everybody goes inside after Larson. Except, wow, that was pretty crazy. We're going to have 3 cars restarting in the outside line and 5 restarting on the inside line, guys. That gives you just how much of that gives you perspective of how much people hate the outside line. Only 3 cars chose the outside line. And even the last car, who could have started 4th on the outside line, chose to start 5th on the inside line. That is funny. So we're going to get restarted on lap 7, and we'll have 19 laps of more racing before the end of this one, the final heat race. So we're going to see how this restart goes through turns 3 and 4. You got Logano on the inside, Larson on the outside. How are things going to go this time? Good restart for Logano. Larson on the outside also gets a decent restart. Who's going to be able to roll the line through turns 1 and 2 better? Logano does easily. Now McDowell to the inside of Larson. Eric Jones tucks in line in front of Austin Cindric, but Cindric sends it in there. And he shoves Eric Jones wide. Now Priest is going to have an opportunity to go the inside of Jones. Oh, he gives the bumper to Jones. Jones slides into Cindric. Now Cindric gets shoved wide. Oh my goodness, that's short track racing if I ever saw it. And now, Landon sends it in on Kurt Busch. He's going to make that move happen. And you got Eric Jones up to 4th and Priest up to 5th. Cindric back to 6th. Castle up to 7th and Kurt Busch back in 8th. Now Kurt Busch looking to make the move on Landon Castle. Oh, and he does that, but as a result, it sends Austin around. Oh boy, I think this is the type of racing we're going to see a lot more of in this race. So we're going to see the caution flag once again. And so basically that really wasn't Landon's fault. Kurt Busch tried to dive bomb Landon and sent Landon, who got sent into Cindric, and then Cindric gets sent around. So here, we'll see a replay of it here. Well, this is something else. This is Priest sending Jones into Cindric. So Cindric really got the short end of the stick here. He got sent once by somebody else, and then he gets sent again in the next lap and spun around. Oh my goodness. Cindric is going to be so mad. Oh goodness. We are going to see a lot of dented sheet metal before this thing's over with. That's all I can say. So we aren't even halfway through this fourth heat race yet. And we've already seen more cautions than we have yet this entire weekend. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you, Robert Allen. That's the type of job I strive to do. Okay, so now we got the choose cone again. We're going to have Joey Logano go inside again. Kyle Larson goes outside again. Then you got McDowell goes inside. Jones goes inside. Priest goes outside. Kurt Busch goes inside. Castle goes outside. And Cindric goes inside. Now, once again, you're only going to see 3 cars on the outside and 5 on the inside. This time on the outside, instead of Larson, McDowell, and Cindric, you have Larson, Priest, and Castle. So, the next time around, the pace car, I believe, is going to pull off. But Larson, I think, is trying out the outside line right now to see what it can give him. Because I think the person who starts first in the outside line is safe from losing a lot of spots. But after the first guy on the outside line, it's pretty risky going out there. But I think he's just testing it to see if he can even try and go to the outside line during the main event and try and force the issue out there if he has to. And so here they come to the green flag. We still got 15 laps to go in heat race number 4. Pretty even restart there from Larson and Logano. But Logano, once again, just able to roll the inside. McDowell to the inside of Larson down the back straightaway. And then Priest and Jones are side by side for fourth. McDowell is going to clear Larson. Larson gets dropped back to third. He's going to check up Eric Jones, and now Priest is going to try to go the outside of Eric Jones for fourth place. These guys are battling hard behind Larson. Oh, and Eric Jones shoved Ryan Priest wide. And now Ryan Priest is going to get stuck on the outside. He's going to have to try and figure out a way to get to the inside because Kurt Busch is now to his inside. Right now, your top four: Logano, McDowell, Larson, Jones. Oh, Larson trying to go to the inside of McDowell for second. And in turns 3 and 4, he's going to give him the bumper just a bit, and he's going to make it to the inside. He's probably going to be able to get a good enough run into turns 1 and 2 to complete the move. He is quite a ways alongside of him now. Now he's ahead of him down the back straightaway. He should complete this move now in turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Eric Jones is catching up to these guys, and Eric Jones has pulled quite a bit of ways from Ryan Priest, who's in 5th. Meanwhile, Joey Logano's also just pulling away from the field right now. But yeah, all these guys who are below the cutoff line keep getting shuffled around, and Priest was just in 5th, and now he's back to 7th. Everybody's just using the bumper. Austin Cindric has now moved his way back up to 5th. Okay, so anyways, coming to 8 laps to go, you got Logano, Larson, McDowell, Jones, and then you got Austin Cindric in 5th, chasing down Eric Jones pretty quickly now. And behind them, there's a bit of a gap to Kurt Busch, Priest, and Castle, who are all battling pretty intensely. And then you got Ty Dillon, who's off the track because he had some sort of mechanical failure on lap number 5. So Austin Cindric looking to make a move on Eric Jones, hopefully before this thing's over, so that way he can work his way into the main event in one of those lock-in spots, which are the top 4. But so far, once again, in heat race number 4, whoever has started on pole, the race has been a piece of cake. They've just taken that inside line and just driven away. Right now, he's just putting down qualifying laps, basically. There's not a car inside of him. Meanwhile, Kyle Larson in second, 2 seconds back. And then you got McDowell about 2 seconds back off of Larson. And then Jones in 4th. And Cindric still trying to chase down Jones, but he's not making up that much ground. Castle's giving the bumper to Kurt Busch. Castle and Kurt Busch have been going at it this entire time. Oh, boy. So far, I think some of the most heated moments have come from all the guys below the lock-in spots. And Cindric, Priest, Kurt Busch, and Castle, all those guys have been shoving and bumping this entire time. It's the final lap. Logano taking a walk in the park this heat race in that brand new Pennzoil Ford. And it's going to be Logano, Larson, McDowell, and Jones, the top 4 that will advance into the main event. And then you got Cindric, Priest, Kurt Busch, Castle, and Ty Dillon. Now that means since Larson is locked into the main event, that means that the only driver who is guaranteed a spot in the show as of right now is Martin Truex Jr. And that's even if they don't qualify in one of the last chance qualifiers. Now, I'm not quite sure how much of a time gap there's going to be between now and the last chance qualifiers, but we'll just keep on talking right on through it. Yeah, CE and Eric Jones able to hold off Austin Cindric and get in to the show in that final spot. Now, I'll try to give you guys the lineups for the 2 last chance qualifiers as soon as they release them. Also, guys, if you want a shot at winning a free 1/24th scale diecast based off this year's 2022 Daytona 500 winning car, you can enter that giveaway for free at my Instagram at Freeman Diecast on Instagram. There's a link in the description below, or just look up FreemanDiecast on Instagram. And it's pretty simple once you get to that post. You just got to like it, follow me, and tag 3 friends in the comments. But I just want to say thank you to you guys who have tuned in today and were tuned in yesterday. Yesterday, we had a record-breaking day statistically in just about every single category. So I'm thankful for all you guys who made that possible. And today, we're continuing that trend just a bit with so far a pretty solid campaign in this stream. We've almost had almost 1,000 of you guys have already did into this stream, and thank you for all 32 of you who have liked it and all 40 of you who are watching right now. So I'm going to end the poll, and I'm going to put up a new one. Okay, if I can, let's see if I can. This thing's being weird now. Okay, there we go. I'm going to say who qualifies for the main event in the last chance qualifier. So I'm going to say guys, imagine if we had Tony Stewart competing in this event. That would just be amazing. We just put him in a Stewart Haas car for the just jokes. That'd be amazing. So you got Truex, who missed, who's a notable driver. You got Keselowski. And then you got, let's see. Wait, what are other notable names that missed? We'll see. Oh, yeah, Bowman, who missed. We'll put that as an option as well. Bowman. And Bubba. So I think that just went up. We'll see if it does. Check here in a sec. Appreciate all 33 of you guys who have now dropped a like. But so far, the only continuous thing that I've seen is that the intensity is building every lap and every race, and that the driver who starts on the inside line he sets sail. Also, if you guys have just subscribed for the first time today, let me know in the chat and I'll give you a shout out, because I want to make sure that you feel like you're part of the Freeman Motorsports clan. Okay, so breaking news: Martin Truex Jr. is not going to compete in any of the last chance qualifiers and he's going to take his guaranteed spot, because right now, since Kyle Larson just qualified in and he's heat race, there's one spot that's given to the car that finished highest in owner points in 2021 that does not qualify their way in via the heat race or last chance qualifier will be given a spot in the Clash. And right now that's Martin Truex Jr., so he's not even going to try his last chance qualifier, and he's just going to chill and save his equipment for the main event. So there's an update for you guys with that. So that means one of the last chance qualifiers only have how many cars? One of the last chance qualifiers only have 9 cars. Let's see. I think it's about to give me the lineup for the next one. Okay, so for the first last chance qualifier, which is 50 laps, so the last chance qualifier is going to be double the length of the heat races. So that's just a little tidbit of information. And in the first one, you're going to have Hamlin starting on pole, Allmendinger on the outside, Chastain to the inside of row 2, Harvick on the outside of row 2, Gilliland in 5th, Christopher in 6th, Almirola in 7th, Ware in 8th, McLeod 9th, and LaJoie 10th. Also, only the top 3, not the top 4, only the top 3. Or wait, no, is it top 3? Yeah. Only the top 3 will get their way in. So not the top 4, top 3. So less cars are taken and more cars are competing. I think Hamlin, so in this heat race here, I'll give you my predictions for who makes it. I think Hamlin's going to make it. I'll say Harvick's going to make it. And we'll say Ross Chastain. I want Allmendinger to make it, but I don't know why. I feel like some of these other guys who have full-time rides and a bit of a higher expectation are going to try to push it a bit harder. And I think if there's one car that's guaranteed to get in, it's Denny Hamlin because he's starting on pole. And so far, we've seen that pole position is like just a guaranteed like 2-second lead after lap 1. Robert Allen, first time to your channel. Well, I appreciate it if it's your first time tuning in. Hey, Mr. J, perfect. Glad to see you in here again. Also, guys, right now, that poll that I posted about who qualifies in the last chance qualifier, you got Truex, Keselowski, Bowman, and Bubba as the options, and Keselowski is a favorite with 40% of the votes, then Bowman in second with 29%, but that just changed. Keselowski now only has 35, Truex is 24, Bubba has 12. And Truex qualifies, by the way, champions provisional. Yeah, I just was talking about that. Truex isn't even going to attempt in his last chance qualifier. He's just going to park it and save the equipment since he now has a guaranteed spot because Larson was already able to qualify in his heat race. Appreciate it, guys. Up to 36 likes. If we could hit 50 by the time that's over, this thing's over, that'd be amazing. Yeah, quite a few underdogs have already made it into the big show. You got both RCR cars, you got Justin Haley in the College car. And right now, you got a lot of big names out like Truex. Well, Truex is going to make it, actually, so I take that back. I'm also going to change my poll that I have in chat. I'm going to make it to just this last chance qualifier. I'm going to make it 4 guys who are in this one. So, yeah, in the C race, like I said, Hamlin, Allmendinger, Chastain, Harvick, Gilliland, Buescher, Almirola, Ware, McLeod, LaJoie. Okay, so the first option I'll have in here will be, let's look, we'll say Chastain. Then we'll say Allmendinger, Harvick, and we'll say Almirola. Oops, oh god, I messed it up. I only made it 2 drivers. I'm just going to take down the poll and just focus on commentating, guys. Or I'll just leave it up for now, and I'll but it's just 2 guys. And let's see if you guys can predict it right. Chastain or Allmendinger? Appreciate it. There's about 10 of you guys who just subscribed for the first time today. I don't know your names, but that's how much my subscriber totals increase. So I appreciate all of you tuning in. And we just hit 2,000 playbacks so far. So, and here they come to the green flag. 10 cars. Hamlin to the inside. Let's see how his restart goes. Does he continue the trend of the car on pole driving away? Yes, he does. And Chastain going to follow suit on the inside line. He's going to make a move to the inside of Allmendinger. He's going to clear Allmendinger for second off turn 3. And now Allmendinger back to third, and he's going to slide down and block off the charge from Todd Gilliland. Now, Harvick working the outside of Todd Gilliland, trying to get by him for fourth, but the outside line does not seem to be the way to progress your position. And that's not going to work for him that time. Now he's going to drop back behind Gilliland, and he's going to tuck in front of his teammate Almirola just barely. And now he's going to actually make a move to the inside of Gilliland in turns 3 and 4. He's going to rough up the rookie just a bit, but he's got to get by him fast. Now, this is a 50-lap race, twice the length of the heat races, so he's got a bit more time in that perspective, but still, this race is going to be over in probably 15 minutes at most. And behind them, now Gilliland getting bullied by Almirola, and he's going to get knocked back to 6th here soon, it looks like. And Buescher's going to try and follow suit. They're freight training him like it's Martinsville. Buescher's gotten by where? Oh! And Almirola's around, and he crashes hard. And that's the first big one of the day. It looks like he got hooked by Gilliland, and that's really crumpled up the car. Actually, not that badly, but probably enough to take. Oh, actually, no, it's pretty bad. I take that back. That is. Okay, that was actually Almirola's fault. Almirola basically just cleared himself on Gilliland like it was a super speedway, and he just crashed himself, basically. But he killed the right side of that car. When he did that, he basically got sent into a four-wheel drift right into the outside line, outside wall, and he nearly took out Kevin Harvick right in front of him. Like, he came within inches of taking out Harvick. Yeah, Stewart's like grieving the loss of one of his beautiful cars right now. But that thing is pretty torn up. At least the right rear and especially the right front look pretty messed up. We're at 39 likes, guys, almost to 40. I appreciate it if you get me to 40 or get me to 50. Mr. J, perfect Gilliland. I can't wait until Priest takes the 10, said Eric. Yeah, I agree. I think Eric is a bit past his prime. It also is kind of those Ford cars have fallen off a bit. At least they did last year. But this is our first big accident we've seen in the next gen car. So your top 3 at moment of caution are Hamlin, Chastain, Allmendinger. And then the 4th car is Kevin Harvick. And Harvick is going to be hungry. Then you got Todd Gilliland in 5th. Almirola, never mind, Almirola's out of this thing. But then you got Chris Buescher in 6th. Cody Ware in 7th. LaJoie in 8th. And BJ McLeod in 10th. So now this heat race is down to 9 cars from 10. And Almirola is the first car to be eliminated. I believe Ty Dillon will also be out of the next heat unless they're able to repair that car. If they aren't able to repair that 42 car of Ty Dillon for the next heat race, that heat race will only have 8 cars, which is a little bit lower than a little bit less competition than anybody else is going to have to deal with all weekend. Man, guys, my throat is already getting a bit sore, so I got to try and preserve it as best I can. After this thing's over, I'm going to go and drink some tea. Oh, man. Thank you guys for getting me up to 40 likes. Imagine the 500 for the big ones. I know it's going to be, I'm really interested to see how the racing is going to work for the 500. That's why I'm going to be live streaming the duels. I probably won't be live streaming the 500, but I'll be live streaming the duels. So the first next gen plate racing. And I may be doing qualifying just to see who locks their way in as an open car. Ever thought of doing this for World of Outlaw and Lucas Oil races? Tyke? Actually, not really. Well, I did think about it slightly the other day, but I would only do it for like huge World of Outlaw races or things like that. But the other thing is those races tend to be at a bit more obscure times. So the Chili Bowl didn't start till like after midnight this year for me. So like, I mean, I could do it. It'd just be a bit later in the evening. You know what I mean? But I mean, I would do it if I got enough requests for it. And I would probably only do it if Kyle Larson or other notable Cup Series drivers were racing in it. You know, 2K Adrian to go. Yeah, he got a huge hit. Also, we'll use this poll thing here and we'll do this. I'm going to do whose fault is that? Gilliland or Almirola's? Because in my opinion, it's Gilliland. I mean, not Gilliland. It's Almirola's. He kind of cleared himself. Gilliland? Wait, is Gilliland spelled Gilliland? I think that's how it is, but I may be wrong. I have no idea how to spell Almirola, but I may have spelled it right. We'll see how it goes. So now we're going to get restarted with, I believe, how many laps left? 40 or so to go in this heat race. Or no, not even 45. Now let's see if they've settled down at all. Here they come. Hamlin on the inside, Allmendinger on the outside. Allmendinger with a pretty good start, but let's say they go through turns 1 and 2. Hamlin pulls away. Allmendinger on the outside of Chastain. Will he be able to clear Chastain, though? Chastain trying to get the inside of Allmendinger down the front straightaway. And they're fighting hard behind him. Harvick giving the bumper to Chastain as they enter turns 1 and 2. He's going to get him a bit sideways, and that's going to allow Allmendinger to get a good run off. He may be able to clear Chastain, but Chastain rolls it really nice in turns 3 and 4, and he's going to get by Allmendinger down the front straightaway. He's not totally clear of him yet as they go through turns 1 and 2. Oh, and Allmendinger may have gotten into the outside wall just a tiny bit there. And Chastain's going to clear Allmendinger now. Harvick's going to try and follow suit on that pass for Allmendinger. And it looks like he'll clear him off to turn 2. And now Harvick up into one of the top 3 transfer positions. Chris Buescher now looking to make a move to the inside of Allmendinger. Allmendinger just getting freight trained on the outside line. It's like Martinsville. I keep saying that. It's like Martinsville, but on steroids in terms of being stuck on the outside. Oh, BJ McLeod has also left the racing surface, so there's only 8 cars in this heat race. Now Allmendinger trying to cross Chris Buescher over, and he gives him a bit of a door bang. Cody Ware up to P6, meanwhile, behind these guys, he's trying to get into the big show in that 51 Rick Ware Racing Mobile. And it looks like Allmendinger's trying to, he's going to clear Buescher there. Buescher gets knocked wide. He's going to fall back. And now Ware's going to get by Buescher as well as LaJoy, it looks like. Or no, Gilliland. And now Buescher's side by side with LaJoy for last place on the racetrack. In the meantime, Hamlin's pulled away by 2-second gap over Chastain, and Chastain and Harvick are pretty close together, but they've got about a 1.5 gap back to Allmendinger, who's in 4th, and then Ware in 5th and Gilliland in 6th. And we've got 14 laps complete out of 50, so there's still quite a ways to go. Now the 4 goes to the inside of Chastain, and the 4 moves up. And Chastain looking for the crossover. It's not there. Now Chastain would be the car at risk when it comes to people trying to pass. Chastain's the driver. Everybody's trying to pass now to get up to 3rd and into that final transfer spot. And Allmendinger and Ware are certainly catching him quickly. Now Ware trying to get to the inside of AJ Allmendinger off turn 2. He's really trying to push the issue here in that 51 Nerdok car. I think that's how you say it. But Gilliland's right on the bumper of Ware as well. Right now, Chastain's about to be hounded by 3 cars, Allmendinger, Ware, and Gilliland. But meanwhile, 2 cars out of this one already, Almirola and McLeod. And then you got LaJoy and Buescher, who have just fallen off the pace by a decent amount. And Gilliland's going to try to send it to the inside of Ware here in turns 3 and 4. Oh, he's going to get him really sideways. Gilliland is making enemies out there right now, and that's not what you want to do before the season even begins as a rookie. Now Allmendinger trying to catch up to Chastain. He's doing it slowly but surely. He's reeled him into about a half a second or about 2 or 3 car lengths. And Gilliland is just continuing to give the bumper to Ware. He may be slightly faster, but I think it just makes more sense to just trying to stay in line till you get to Chastain. Because as he tries to force Ware to like get out of the groove, he's just slowing them both up more. Meanwhile, Hamlin's pulled away, but not really pulled away from Harvick. Actually, Harvick may be slowly reeling in Hamlin, but they have both pulled away by quite a big amount over Chastain. Now, Chastain did not show great pace in practice, so I'm not surprised that he doesn't have great race pace right here. And Allmendinger is trying to reel in Chastain, but he's not getting too close to him. I thought Allmendinger may be showing a bit more pace this weekend, but not near as much as I anticipated, I'll say. So Allmendinger is closing the gap now. Now he's almost to his bumper in the corners. And Cody Ware's trying to catch up to these guys. So is Gilliland. Meanwhile, LaJoie's pretty much fallen off the pace, but Buescher is slowly gaining up to this gaggle of about 4 cars as well. I think he's starting to discover how to run this track. Now Chastain is definitely starting to get hounded by Allmendinger. Allmendinger's to his bumper. But meanwhile, Cody Ware is also catching Allmendinger and Chastain, and Gilliland maybe must have missed the corner a couple laps ago because he lost a bit of ground between him and Ware. Now, Allmendinger, he's tapping that bumper of Chastain, getting him a bit loose off turn 4. And he's using that bumper. He knows he's got to force the issue because he doesn't want the 51 to get too close. Oh, he gets to his inside in turns 3 and 4. Oh, but Chastain gets good run off corner exit. Now Chastain really tries to block him in on the inside line, but Allmendinger has way more pace. He tries to go to the inside. Meanwhile, Cody Ware is all over these guys now. And oh, Allmendinger goes wide. Cody Ware may be able to get to the inside of him. No, he gets to the inside of Chastain, though, and Cody Ware may be able to move up to 4th place. But Allmendinger ahead of Chastain, so now Chastain's been dropped to 5th, and Allmendinger moves up to 3rd, and Cody Ware is up to 4th. And now Buescher looking to make a move on Gilliland for 6th. Cody Ware is trying to catch the 16. I want Cody Ware to make this race so bad. Oh, but he really misses the corner there. Cody Ware's got to get it recollected. He kind of lost it in one of the turns a couple laps ago. Meanwhile, Hamlin's just pulling away. He's actually grown the gap over Harvick. And then we have Allmendinger in 3rd, a couple seconds behind Harvick. So it's safe to say Harvick and Hamlin are safe unless we get another caution. Meanwhile, Allmendinger is starting to slowly grow that gap out over Cody Ware. And then you have Chastain in 5th, Gilliland in 6th, Buescher in 7th, LaJoie in 8th. Now Gilliland on the bumper of Chastain. Oh, he's going to be looking to the inside of Chastain for 5th into turns 1 and 2. And it looks like he may be able to get it done. Chris Buescher will probably be able to try to follow suit. And Chris Buescher is going to go to the inside of Chastain now for 6th. Chastain has gone the wrong direction fast here in this heat race. Now under 14 to go in the last chance qualifier, the first one. And Hamlin's actually really caught up to Harvick. I mean, Harvick's really caught up to Hamlin over the last lap or so. The gap's gone from 2.5 seconds to 1.5 seconds. Allmendinger in 3rd, and he is pulling away from Cody Ware, who's the first car out right now. Chris Buescher trying to push the envelope with Todd Gilliland here with 12 laps to go. He's going to be looking to get by him for 5th. And it looks like, is he going to be able to get it done in turns 3 and 4? Yes, he will. Chris Buescher is now up to 5th place. Todd Gilliland gets knocked back down to 6th, and now Chastain's going to be trying to go to the inside of Todd. It's not going to happen. Hamlin now in the lead, but Harvick's knocking that lead down to under 1.3 seconds. Allmendinger growing that gap from him to Cody Ware. Now it's almost over a second and a half. What about doing a poll on who would like to see NASCAR? Okay. And we got Chastain trying to get to the inside of Todd Gilliland for 6th, but I think it's too late. Now only 7 laps to go next time by, and the top 3 have pulled away from the field. Oh boy, this racing has been pretty entertaining as it's gone on. Allmendinger a 1.5 from him to Ware now, and it is growing that lead every lap. Chastain's now gotten by Gilliland, or I think I just said that already, but now Gilliland's falling back into the clutches of Corey LaJoie, but that's for last place on the track. 5 to go. Harvick has knocked down that lead to almost under a second with 4 to go here now. Harvick's really showing long run pace right now. Over the last couple laps, he's knocked nearly a second and a half out of Denny Hamlin's lead. Now Corey LaJoie's gotten by the 38 of Todd Gilliland for 7th place. 3 to go. Oh, I think Harvick must have missed the corner there because now it's been dropped back to a second and a half from being under a second just a second ago. But Hamlin's got lap ahead of him, but he's got the white flag now, so as long as he doesn't make a mistake, he's going to win last qualifier number 1. And here comes Hamlin off turn number 4. Denny Hamlin will win the first last chance qualifier. Then Harvick, P2, Allmendinger, P3, and Cody Ware just missing out P4, as well as RFK driver Chris Buescher, Chastain, LaJoie, Gilliland, McLeod, and Almirola. So, honestly, not too many big surprises there. Like, I actually predicted that totally right. I said Hamlin, Harvick, and Allmendinger guys to make the show. I said it'd be Allmendinger or Chastain would be that 3rd place car because I knew it'd be Hamlin and Harvick would definitely figure out a way in. But there you have it. Now we'll try to predict the next last chance qualifier, which will be getting going as soon as we come back from a quick commercial break, but I'm not going anywhere. 42 likes, guys. I appreciate everybody who's watching. If we can get to 50 before this, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to try and check up on the chat really quick. And I like what you guys are saying. Who's at fault for that wreck? You have Gilliland or Almirola. And 62% of you are saying Almirola, 38% Gilliland. And I agree with the majority on that one. Now let's see who's in the next last chance qualifier. Checking really. Maybe if I reload this tab, it'll give me the lineup for the next one as it reloads. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, so on pole, you're gonna have Bubba Wallace on second. On the outside line, you're gonna have Austin Cindric, then Alex Bowman P3, Ryan Preece P4. Now Martin Truex Jr. is listed as P5, but he has a spot already. He's not even gonna try. And then Ty Dillon had mechanical failure in his heat race, so I don't know if they've gotten that repaired or not, but I assume not. So this is only going to have 8 cars to start, and that means it'll be Ryan Preece P4, Kurt Busch P5, Harrison Burton P7, Landon Castle P7, and Brad Keselowski P8. Sorry, I messed that up a little bit there. And my predictions for this one, this is actually going to be really interesting because I think Bubba Wallace has the track position, but he did not have pace in that car. Like, he was dropping hard in his heat race. So I think this is probably going to be the more interesting last chance qualifier. Bubba may be the first car to start on pole and not win the race because he just wasn't showing pace. So Austin Cindric as well. he looked really hungry to get in. Like he was making a lot of bold moves, but he didn't have a lot of actual raw pace. But I think he'll definitely be looking to give Bubba a run for his money to get this thing started. Now, Denny Hamlin giving Bubba some talk before he goes out on track, trying to give him some advice. And then I think Alex Bowman's going to make the show, but honestly, like, he didn't show great pace either. I think the one driver I would count on making the show would be Ryan Preece. And then the drivers who I'd like to actually see make the show would be Ryan Preece and Landon Castle's underdogs. Now, Bubba Wallace is going to start on pole, so that'll give him a good shot at getting in. But still, I mean, it's 50 laps. And this is a pretty stressful situation here for Bubba, man. This is honestly, this is going to be really good because I have no clue what to expect for this one. Made Mr. J perfect. This for real feels like an all-star race. This is basically what that is. This is basically what the all-star race is, except a totally different format. But like, nevertheless, I think Priest is going to get in. Eric. But yeah, so in the first last chance qualifier, you had Hamlin, but Allmendinger all get in. I don't think that's too surprising to anybody. But in this one, I think Bowman will get in. I think Priest will get in, and then other than that, I'll say Cindric, Bowman, and Priest are going to get in. But I would really Priest probably, and maybe Bowman. But I really don't see any standout drivers in this other than Priest. Like I think Castle and Burton and Busch have some pace, but they're starting a bit farther back. The only cars that I'd pretty much rule out would be probably Brad Keselowski and maybe Bubba Wallace, just because both those cars have shown the least amount of pace out of anybody in this heat race. And that's coming from a Brad Keselowski fan, by the way. So, I'm not a huge fan, but like somebody who likes Brad Keselowski. The 45 will be wheeling it. And I also like Kurt Busch, so I would like to see Kurt Busch get in. I don't know. I think you saw that heat race with Kurt Busch, Landon Castle, Ryan Preece, and Austin Cindric. Those guys were really pushing the issue and throwing some punches, per se, in their cars. So I would not be surprised to see that carry it over into the last chance qualifier. But we should be getting going underway. It looks like the cars are about to go out onto the track. And right now it's pretty warm out there, but not 75 degrees. That's like the perfect weather right there. Track temp just over 100 degrees at 101. But I really do appreciate all of you guys who are tuning in. I hope you tune in again for the heat races, the main event later tonight, and for anything else I go live for on this channel. Okay, also check up the chat really quick. Howard Johnson, for the life of me, I can't understand why Bubba. Okay, let's not talk about that type of stuff on here. That's not what I want to. The stands are empty. What a horrible financial fiasco. Great thing about the Coliseum is there's no way to disguise the fact that people have pretty much given up. Wow, that's pretty depressing. I think it's going to fill up a bit more for the main event, but we'll have to see. I don't think it's totally, it's not totally empty. I'd say it's at least at 50%. And like here, wait, I'm going to look up the capacity for the LA Coliseum. Okay, the Coliseum has an 80,000 seating capacity. And I would say, just looking out at the grandstands, I'd say about half of that is full. So I'd still say 40,000 fans is better turnout than like some races get during the year. So how are you guys doing? Almost to 50 likes. I'd appreciate it if you guys can get me there before this second last chance qualifier ends. And the cars are just starting to roll onto track now. I do have to say the turnout is not near as good as I wish it would have been. It would have been so cool if it was packed out, is all I can say. Because if it was packed out, I mean, that would be so many cool photos and just a cool vibe. Because, I mean, it's a stadium. Like, it just looks cool. Okay, so Martin Truex Jr. is not going to race, but it looks like they don't have it marked. So it looks like Ty Dillon was able to get that car repaired. Oh, yeah, it's not good, but it does look terrible. But to be honest, I have a feeling that not that many people are watching this. They're probably going to watch anybody who's watching on TV won't watch till later. So hopefully a couple more fans get their way in there for the main event later tonight. So you got Bubba Wallace on the inside, Austin Cindric on the outside, Bowman pushing Bubba, Priest pushing Cindric. Then you got Burton and Busch making up row number 3. Then you got Keselowski and Castle making up row number 4. And then you got the 42 of Ty Dillon rounding out the field in 9th position. So I guess they're able to get that car repaired for the big show, or well, not the big show, but the last shot at the big show. So here they come to the green flag. Bubba Wallace on the inside. Let's see if he can get a good launch. Yes, he will. Bowman does not behind him. Priest locks up the tires. And let's see how they go. Bubba pulls away, and then you got Cindric tucks in line in second, and Priest trying to work to the outside, but Cindric locks it up going into turns 3 and 4, and that really checks up the inside line. But Priest is still not going to get a good runoff corner exit because he's on that outside line, but he still holds third spot just by an edge over Bowman. Oh boy, right now Bubba's still leading over Cindric, and you got Bowman and Priest battling hard side by side. Bowman looks like he's going to win that battle for now. Kurt Busch trying to work his way to the inside of these guys. Then you got Keselowski's moved his way up to 7th, and Castle's dropped his way back to 9th. And then you got Kurt Busch pushing Priest wide. Priest has got to get to that inside line soon. Burton trying not to let him, but Priest is able to get in front of him, even though Burton gives him quite a bit of the bumper. And meanwhile, Bubba's pulling away from Cindric, and he's continuing that streak of the pole sitter, just being able to drive away. Right now, your top 3, Wallace, Cindric, Bowman, and then you got Kurt Busch, the first car knocking on the door. Right behind him, you got Priest, Burton, Keselowski, Dillon, Castle. Appreciate all 42 of you guys who are watching right now. Bowman's trying to get on the bumper of the 2. Meanwhile, Cindric and Bowman looks like are catching up to Wallace just a bit. Like I was saying, that 23 launched great off the line, but as the run continues, he loses a bit of pace. Meanwhile, Bowman's going into the inside of 2, into turns 1 and 2, and he's going to be looking to get it done, and yes, he's going to complete that pass. Now Kurt the inside of Cindric. This is for the 3rd and final transfer spot. In turns 3 and 4, he's going to get done. Ryan Priest following through. Now Burton trying to get to the inside of his somewhat teammate, and he's going to try and send it in there in turns 1 and 2, and he's going to make that move happen. And in about 1 lap's time, Cindric has dropped from 3rd all the way back to 6th, and now 7th, and he'll soon be back to 8th. Yikes, that was a bad story of events there for Cindric. Meanwhile, Bubba holding about a 1-second lead over Bowman and Kurt now. And now you have Ryan Priest, the first car, knocking on the door. It looks like to me the fastest cars on the track are Kurt Busch and Ryan Priest. So we're going to have to see how this goes, because those guys are both front right now. So they're definitely going to be looking to pass some cars before this one's over. Now Kurt Busch, he's looking about going to the inside of Bowman. He's all over his bumper. Oh, Priest locks it up behind him. That's not good for him. And now Bowman is to the bumper of Bubba Wallace, and these things are heating up at the front. Your top 3 are all nose to tail. Now, although all 3 of those guys can, and Cindric, it looks like, or no, Brad Keselowski gets shoved wide by Ty Dillon. He may have tagged the wall there. Alex Bowman trying to get to the 23 of Bubba Wallace. And now Harrison Burton giving the bumper to Ryan Preece. Harrison Burton looking to the inside of Ryan Preece in 2, and he may get it done down the back straightaway. No, he can't. He gets a terrible corner exit, and now Ryan Preece is going to be able to clear him for now. The top 3 are just staying content right now. They're growing their gap from the Kurt Busch to Ryan Preece. Yeah, Harrison Burton sent it in from way back on Ryan Preece, and it did not work. Your top 3 are literally nose to tail. Oh, Bowman, gets hooked around just a bit by Kurt Busch. Here's the thing I have to say. If Ryan Preece or Harrison Burton can get to the bumper of Kurt Busch is going to force the issue on Bowman, and Bowman's going to force the issue on Bubba, and we're going to be in for some really interesting racing. Appreciate you guys for getting me up to 49 likes, almost to 50. 50 is the goal. So, your top 3 are separated by a second back to Ryan Preece. I did not really think that Bowman and Bubba are going to be able to hang around because nobody else is able to mount a charge. Busch isn't really forcing the issue on these guys. Meanwhile, Bowman looking to maybe get a crossover on Bubba off corner exit, but he just doesn't have enough drive off right now to make it happen. Harrison Burton, meanwhile, has gotten by Ryan Preece, and Ryan Preece has been relegated back to 6th as Ty Dillon was also able to get by him. Your running order right now is Wallace, Bowman, Busch, Burton, Ty Dillon, Preece, Keselowski, Cindric, Castle rounds out field because Ryan, and then you have Martin Truex Jr., but he is not competing because he has his spot already locked into the main show. Oh, Ty Dillon gives the bumper to Burton. They are starting to catch Kurt Busch. Oh, Bowman gives the bumper to Bubba. Bowman going to the inside of Bubba down the back straightaway. Is he going to be able to make it work? He sends it in turns 3 and 4. And is it, you just like back out of it? Oh, caution. There's a caution. Wait, what happened? Wait, what just happened? What happened? We're under caution, but for no reason? Oh, is he spin Harrison Burton or? Oh, we got a caution for gentlemen. We got a caution for Ty Dillon shoving Harrison Burton. Now, who's going to pick what with the choose cone? I think they're going to be picking this time by, obviously, Wallace and Bowman are probably going to go low. Will Kurt go low or will he go high? And then after him, what about Burton, Ty Dillon, Preece, Cindric, Castle? I don't know what just happened. What happened was basically Ty Dillon sent it in on Harrison Burton in turns 1 and 2 and got him like spun or not spun, I'd say like in a slide. And then he just barely tapped the outside wall and straightened it out, and they called a caution for that. Like, it was basically just a bump and run, except he got into the wall like ever so slightly, but not even like with the entire car, just like the right rear. So I don't know about that, but this restart nevertheless is going to make things interesting at the halfway point. So here they come to the choose cone. Bubba's going low. Bowman's going low. Kurt Busch is going to go low. So all 3 cars on the front are going low. And the next 2, both Ty Dillon and Harrison Burton, are going to go high. Then Ryan Preece, Keselowski go low. And then you have Cindric go high, Castle go low. So you're going to only have 3 cars line up on the outside line. And you're going to have 5 cars line up on the inside. Or no, 6 cars line up on the inside line. We've seen this quite a few times this weekend. So let's see how Ty Dillon does restarting on the outside line next time by. Appreciate all 44 of you guys watching right now. Can we get to 50 likes? That's the goal for this one. This is getting spicy, ladies and gentlemen, to say the least. Okay, so here they come off turn 4. As they are, you got Bubba and Ty, and then behind them you got Bowman and Burton. And here they go through turns 1 and 2. Oh, Bubba goes wide. He shoves Ty Dillon wide. Now Bowman's going to have a possible door to the inside of Bubba in turns 3 and 4. He's going to send it in. Is he going to be able to get it done? Not quite yet, but he's still working to the inside of Bubba. Oh, he gets into his door panel a bit. And now you got him 2 by 2. Now it's Bowman to the inside of Bubba, and then Kurt Busch to the inside of Ty Dillon. And then behind them, you got Heron, Cindric, and Priest. Oh, Cindric gets the bumper from Ryan Priest. Ty Dillon tags the wall. Bubba Wallace tucks in line behind Alex Bowman. And Alex Bowman gets the bumper from Bubba off turn 4. Try to cross over Bowman as they go down the front straightaway. Now Bubba's got the preferred line once again, and he's got his teammate behind him. But Bowman gets great drive off. Oh boy, guys, this is spicy as we come to 21 laps to go in the second last chance qualifier. Oh, Bubba locks it up a bit. That may allow. Oh, Bowman goes wide. Bowman gets into the wall. Bubba drives away from Kurt Busch. Now they're 3 wide for third. Bowman's going to tuck in behind these guys, and Ty Dillon gets good drive off, but Harrison Burton is to his inside. Oh, Kurt Busch locks it up, but he's going to try and get around his teammate Bubba, it looks like maybe. Yes, he will in turns 3 and 4. Oh, Harrison Burton gives the bumper to Ty Dillon. Meanwhile, Kurt Busch to the inside of his teammate Bubba Wallace in turns 1 and 2. Oh, Ty Dillon gives the bumper to Harrison Burton. This is the feud we didn't know we needed. And now Kurt Busch to the lead, and Bubba gets relegated back to second. And Ty Dillon is in third right now he's getting hellfire from Bowman and Burton. Oh my goodness, this is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, round goes the white car of Alex Bowman. The white car of Ryan Priest. And that'll bring out the caution for the second time with 18 to go. And at the time of caution, Kurt Busch in the lead, Bubba Wallace in second, and Ty Dillon holding down that third and final lock-in spot. This is the best racing we've seen so far this weekend. So let's see. It looks like did Landon Castle force this one? Landon Castle sends it in on So Ryan Priest tried to turn under Austin Cindric as Landon Castle tried to turn under him, and then basically he just got sandwiched there. But here, now we're going to get crazy restart once again and the choose cone is going to be crucial. I think, honestly, the most interesting part about this racing is going to be the choose cone, like how people pick to line up and see how that affects their race. Because the inside line is so powerful. Ooh, how are you guys taking in this race so far? Are you enjoying it? Because I certainly am. It may just be NASCAR being back for the first time in what feels like forever. And it may just be the thrills of having a new car and a new paint scheme layout. But, oh boy, I'm just having a great time. I was extremely late. Can someone update me on the heat races? Okay, Azari Isaac. Okay. Heat race number 1, the 4 cars that transferred were, I'll give that to you here in a second. So yeah, I'll try and give you an update as best I can. Okay, so in heat race number 1, Kyle Busch dominated. He transferred, as well as Suarez, Stenhouse, and Blaney all transferred in heat race number 1. In heat race number 2, you had Briscoe, Austin Dillon, Cole Custer, and my bad. And heat race number 2, you had Reddick, Bro, Dillon, Custer. And then in heat race number 3, you had Haley, Byron, Bell, and Elliott. In heat race 4, you have Logano, Kyle Larson, Michael McDowell, and you had Logano, Larson, Michael McDowell, and Eric Jones. And also Martin Truex Jr. has guaranteed his spot into the finale, being because of the one car with the who finished highest in owner points last year. That doesn't qualify in the heat race or last chance qualifier. He made it in that way. And then in the first last chance qualifier, the top 3 were Hamlin, Harvick, and Allmendinger. And now we're halfway through, a little bit past halfway through the second last chance qualifier. And it's going to be Kurt Busch on the inside with Ty Dillon to his outside. Whew. My throat is dying. But meanwhile, you got, we'll see how this is going. So it's Kurt Busch to the inside, and then you're gonna have Ty Dillon to his outside, and then Bubba behind him, and then Burton behind Ty Dillon. And here they come with 18 laps to go. Kurt Busch to the inside. Cindric sends it through wide right off the start to the inside of Bowman and Keselowski, and he's up to 5th. And now Harrison Burton's in line behind Bubba Wallace, and oh my goodness, this is some crazy racing. Kurt Busch drives away, and Ty Dillon working the outside on Bubba Wallace, and Ty Dillon's going to make a pass on the outside and move up to 2nd. Now Bubba Wallace is in 3rd, and then you have Harrison Burton in 4th. Oh boy. Oh, Austin Cindric is having some sort of issue. We mentioned. Oh, Austin Cindric, he changed lanes too quick, so he's going to have to drop to the back of the field, which he's already done. But now your top 2, Kurt Busch and Ty Dillon, driving away, and then you have Bubba Wallace in 3rd, Harrison Burton in 4th. And then Bowman in 5th, Castle 6th, Priest 7th, Keselowski 8th, Cindric 9th. 14 laps to go. Is Harrison Burton going to make a move on Bubba before this thing's over? Ty Dillon, meanwhile, is slowly reeling in Kurt Busch. Right now, big names below the cutoff line are Alex Bowman and Brad Keselowski. Top 2 pulling away. Harrison Burton and Bowman are really getting on the bumper of Bubba Wallace for that 3rd transfer spot. I don't know if Bubba's going to be able to hold on for much longer. Oh, somebody gets sent wide, it looks like. Oh, Ty Dillon. Oh, my goodness. Ty Dillon goes from 2nd to last. Ty Dillon must have had some sort of issue. Oh, man, maybe it's that mechanical issue has come back from that one he had in the heat race. That is tragedy for that team. Now Bubba Wallace 2nd, Harrison Burton up to 3rd. And now Harrison Burton giving the bump. He just cannot get by him for the life of him, man. I don't understand. I don't know what happened with Dillon, if he just missed the corner or what, but Bubba holding on 2nd for now. Right now, Bowman's given all the pressure in the world to Burton. Oh, and there's another caution. Landon Catt and Keselowski have gone around. Not been it for Landon Castle. He had pace in practice and qualifying, but he got shunted out of the way to start his heat race, and he's not able to really make up the ground in the last chance qualifier. And also, Brad Keselowski also has struggled a ton this weekend. So has Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher's also missing the big show. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see both RFK cars miss the big show. Dang, I'm just so annoyed. Ty Dillon, big fan, but it was cool to see him working his way up through the field so unexpectedly. And then he just throws it. I don't know if he made a mistake or if it was the car or what. But since those 2 guys crashed, he's going to gain 2 spots back. And it looks like he's by Cindric, so he'll be in 6th with the restart, so he won't be too far behind. But now at the choose cone, you're going to have Kurt Busch and Bubba Wallace obviously go low. Now Harrison Burton decide to go high. Same with Bowman Priest. And we'll be restarting with 9 to go, so hardly much time at all. Oh, boy. Thank you guys for getting me over 50 likes. That was the goal for today. Tough break for Castle and Keselowski. I know. Also, tough break for Dylan, man. Like, he was up there, and they didn't really show a replay yet or anything, but I mean, he just went from being like a second ahead of third place to being all the way back to eighth in like one pair of turns. So he must have lost it or lost power like he did earlier. Dude, is anybody actually watching the Pro Bowl right now? I actually don't know anybody who's actually watching the Pro Bowl, because the Pro Bowl is probably one of the like most pointless things in the NFL. But oh boy, we're only gonna have 9 laps to go, and everybody's going to be maxing out everything they've got. I mean, can both 23XI cars make it into the show, and will Alex Bowman miss the big race? Man, this is just so intense. And this thing's going a bit longer than they anticipated, I think. Because I think it's supposed to be over around 4:30 is what they were hoping for, but it's almost going to be 5 o'clock before this thing's over. So we may see the start time of the big event pushed back just slightly. Yo, that is so cool. That sort of like viewing spot they got there towards the side of the track. And it's for all the guys saying that it was not that packed. I'd say that it definitely is filled in a bit more during this last chance qualifier, at least from what they're showing of like half the track. I'd say now it's closer to 60-70% full. Also, this caution was caused by Ty Dillon. He probably was mad about getting shoved back there, and he forced the issue on Keselowski, and Keselowski just got sent into Castle. Man. Now here they come. It'll be Kurt Busch on the inside, Harrison Burton on the outside, Bubba on the inside, then Preece on the outside, then, oh boy. Oh, looks like, okay, and here they come with 9 laps to go. Good restart on the outside. Oh, Preece locks it up on the outside. Oh, Bubba goes wide. He knocks Harrison Burton up out of the groove. Kurt Busch drives away. Oh, Cindric sends it in on Preece. Oh, boy. You have Bubba under pressure. Oh, and Cindric goes around for the second time today, and that'll bring out the caution again. Man, this is crazy. I anticipated this. I said the heat races probably won't have that much action, and the last chance qualifiers is where we will see the most action. We'll probably see the entire day, because that's when the guys are going to feel the pressure the most. And that's when they'll feel the pressure the most. Yeah, I mean, right now we're going to have another choose cone moment. So, and I have to see, was Burton ahead of Bubba there? I think Bubba was ahead of Burton. Never mind. But yeah, for all you guys talking about the stadium not being that filled in, I would say it's filled in just a bit more. Oh, man. For you guys in the chat saying that the amount of seats is exaggerated. Wait, what a AC4060. What a cool stream. I live commentary. I didn't buy a stream for this race, but will for the regular season. Yeah, you can buy. I think Hulu will have almost every single race if you want to buy like Hulu. I don't know how much it is a month. I don't think it's too crazy compared to some packages like Fubo. Lights out on the pace car. You have Kurt Busch to the inside. Alex Bowman to the outside. Bubba Wallace starting second on row 2. Ty Dillon starting on the outside of row 2. Then Burton starting third in row number 3 to the inside. And then you have, to the outside of him, you have Brad Keselowski. Then behind him, you have Ryan Preece and Landon Castle. Oh, and Austin Cindric. And they'll be restarting with 8 to go. Oh, I think they're going to be going another lap or so. They're getting a couple safety cars off the track. You have liked and subscribed AC4060. Thank you for subscribing. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be live again later for the big race tonight, but probably not till like 6 or 6:15 or so. Anyways, here they come off turn 4 with 7 to go. Kurt to the inside of Bowman. And then you got Bubba spinning the tires a bit in third. Oh, Bubba sends his teammate, Kurt. Oh, Kurt's getting doored by Dillon. Oh, my goodness. Bubba just sent his teammate around. He didn't crash entirely, but oh, my goodness. Now Bubba to the lead. Harrison Burton to second. Austin Cindric to the inside of Kurt Busch for third. 5 to go, I believe. Oh, man. Austin Cindric's really getting into the door of Kurt Busch. How much is he going to push the issue? 6 to go. Harrison Burton to the inside of Bubba Wallace. He's trying to take that lead away from him in turns 3 and 4. Oh, Bubba overcooks it. He goes really wide. Now he's going to be all in front of Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric sends it to the inside of Bubba. Oh, Kurt Busch into the wall hard, and he spins. Oh, that was the worst case scenario for 23XI. Bubba missed the corner. Yeah, that's it for Kurt Busch. Oh, man. Kurt Busch was doing so well. He was all the way up to the lead, but he is now done. That is... Bubba killed Kurt. Yeah. Or, well, actually, it was kind of Cindric. I don't know. That was just chaos. I really wouldn't blame anybody. Well, yes, on the restart... Actually, yeah, I'm going to blame Bubba because on the restart, he just sent his teammate. Like, he literally just sent him. And then Bubba did almost cause the other thing by just missing the corner. And when he misses the corner, everybody's trying to get by him. And, like, Cindric forces the issue low, but, like, can you blame him? Like, I mean, he's got to get by him. So now the top 3, oh, man, Hamlin's face when he sees this happen, he's like, oh, my gosh. He's like, oh, that money down the toilet. Man, that's tough. That's sad for Kurt, man. I wanted to get in. So I think now it's going to be Burton, then Cindric, then Ty Dillon, your temporary top 3, and then it'll be Preece, Bowman, Castle, Keselowski. Or wait, no, Bubba's going to be up there too, but wait, where will he be scored? I'm trying to figure out. So it's going to be Burton, and then it's going to be Cindric. Will it be Preece? Who's going to be in that third spot in the restart when they come to the choose cone? Yeah, Kurt was just an innocent bystander there, man. And that was just... Man, that was tough, man. This is, I mean, Kurt Busch is being really professional about this, though. He's saying that, you know, we should have transferred in the actual heat race and not been put in this situation anyways. I don't understand why Bubba made the move on Kurt. They were solidly, I know exactly. Well, he didn't do it on purpose. I think he just missed the corner and sent his teammate. Like, I think that's what a lot more of these incidents are, somewhat. Like, they're not always trying to spin them out. It's just these guys have such a little understanding of what the limits of this track are, and they're just locking up and sending somebody on accident. So, yeah, it's going to be Harrison Burton to the inside of Ty Dillon as they go off into the restart zone with 6 laps to go, I believe. And Harrison Burton rolled. Oh, Bubba Wallace pushes Cindric out. And right now it's Harrison Burton, Ty Dillon, Austin Cindric ahead of Bubba Wallace, who's side by side with Bowman. And Bubba spins Cindric, and Bowman goes in the wall. Oh, Cindric is in the wall hard. hard impact for. I don't know what he did there. He was still hooked on the nose of Bubba, and it looks like he just throttled up. So now it's going to be Burton tight. I don't even know what's going on now. So I think Bowman and Cendric are both out of this. So pushes Cendric wide. And then in the next set of turns, Bubba sends it in on Cendric. And things kind of just chain react. I wouldn't say that was totally Bubba's fault. Okay, it looked like Cendric throttled up, but he didn't. He was just still sliding, and he slides into the inside wall pretty hard head on. And that's a lot of damage to his front end. Then Bowman goes wide avoiding, and he actually tags the outside wall pretty hard with his right rear. So I don't know if Bowman's going to be able to continue or not. Yeah, I don't know what the heck Bubba's doing right now. Bubba is causing mayhem. He just wrecked Cendric. I mean, although I will say that accident was pretty much like everybody was trying to max the limit there. But this actually may put Ryan Preece and Landon Castle up to third and fourth. So let's go, Ryan Preece and Landon Castle. Yes. Yeah, Bowman slaps the wall relatively hard. I think he'll be okay, but I wonder where he is in terms of the scoring loop. Oh, it looks like, is Preece overheating? He's got a lot of water spurring out the top. So right now, it looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 car track. Or no, 7 cars are still on track. I know. I want Castle in so bad. So right now, actually, we may be under caution for a minute here. It looks like they're having to repair the wall. Alex Bowman talking about what's going on here. I'm trying to relay this message to you guys. I thought he just swore there, but he just said ship, not the other thing. Yeah, well, here, you know what? This is what Bowman just said. I actually really love what he just said. Bowman just said, well, the last 15 minutes of racing, I don't know what you'd really want to call that, but it looks like the fans are excited, and that's what matters with this event. And I think that's really the best way to describe this event. And he may go back out there, Bowman, but if he doesn't, if he does, he'll be at the tail of the field. So I don't think Bowman's going to be able to get his way back into this one for now. The intensity's really picked up from these guys in last chance qualifier. Now, I don't think we're going to see anything like this in the main event. Maybe between 1 or 2 cars, but not between like 5 cars all gaggled together, like crashing and banging. Ryan, oh wait, yeah, right. Wait, do you think Ryan Preece has a permanent problem or not, Jimmy Jackpot? Because I saw that and it looked like he was just spraying water, but I don't know if that's like he's done. Like, you see those cars overheating somewhat often, so hopefully he's not out of it because he just got the track position. I think he's up to third. What the dog doing? I think, in my opinion, it's not going to be as bad as this. Ryan Preece actually has gotten quite a few shots to the front of his nose, like from having to being at the wrong end of like stack ups. So I wouldn't be surprised if something's broken there, but yeah, no, it's a water pressure issue, but usually you see guys be able to work their way through things like that. So for at least a little bit, and since he's only got to make it like five laps, not even like a whole 2 miles, I hope he can make it. Yeah, this is giving me Busch Clash vibes for sure right now. All the forcing the issue and crashing. No, I would definitely say people who saying that it wasn't as packed. I think it's definitely gotten quite a few more fans in there from the beginning. I'd say probably over 50% easily now. So probably closer to 50,000 fans. You guys want Kyle Busch to win. So it's going to be Harrison Burton on the inside, and then just outside you're going to have Ty Dillon, and then you're going to have Ryan Preece at the inside of row 2, Bubba Wallace on the outside of row 2. Oh no, Ryan Preece is out of it. No. Oh wait, what am I saying? He's on the inside of row 2. Ryan Preece is on the inside of row 2, then Bubba Wallace outside of row 2, Keselowski row 3, and then you have Castle behind him. 5 to go with only about 5 cars. Can they still make it work somehow? Burton side by side with Dillon. Ryan Preece on the inside in third. Bubba Wallace behind him. How much is Bubba going to be willing to push the issue with Ryan Preece? Burton goes a bit wide. This isn't going to allow Ty Dillon to just sneak in front of Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece locks it up, gets into the back of Dillon. Bubba's to the bumper of Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece looking to get around Dillon and not be the car on the cutoff line. The guy at risk getting a big bump and run from Bubba Wallace. Ty Dillon gets knocked down in the groove just a bit from Ryan Preece. Oh, he gets a shunt. Harrison Burton gets spun from the lead. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, I feel bad for Burton now. That was Ryan Preece's fault. But I still wouldn't blame it. Oh my God. Cindric got up to P4 somehow with his killed car. What is going on? Here, wait, let's look. So Preece just shoves Dillon. I mean, here's the thing is if Ty Dillon tries to let off the gas more, he's just going to go around from the push he's getting from Ryan Preece. You're saying that was Bubba's fault? Here, I guess technically if Bubba wouldn't have like just messed it off turn, if you wouldn't have sent his teammate Kurt Busch, we probably wouldn't have gotten that caution, and we probably would already have this race over with. All I gotta say is all the cars that transfer from this heat race are going to be a lot more scrapped up than the others. Oh my gosh, Cindric gave a shot to Bubba as well during that one. The Burton, the Wood Brothers crew chiefs are like swearing, like, what the heck's going on now? It's pretty funny in the infield. You just got all the guys who are racing last chance qualifiers sitting around, like, talking. Okay, you got Ty Dillon on the inside, and then you got Ryan Preece on the inside of row 2, and you got Bubba Wallace on the outside of Ty Dillon and Brad Keselowski on the outside of Ryan Preece. Imagine if Brad Keselowski somehow gets in after all this dumb chaos that's gone on. Here, I'm going to turn off the NASCAR website because it's like so far ahead of us. I don't want it to spoil what's going on, okay? Okay. Oh my gosh, that was an oops. Okay. So here we come. Oh, bad restart from Bubba Wallace and Brad Keselowski in the outside lane. Now Ty Dillon's cruising away. Ryan Preece is up in second to the inside of Bubba. Bubba's in third. Can Keselowski get to the inside of Bubba before this thing's over? Oh, they're coming to 2 to go. Oh, but Bubba's giving the bumper to Ryan Preece. And it's 2 to go. Ty Dillon driving away. You got Ryan Preece in second. And then you got Bubba in third. Oh, Harrison Burton gives the bumper to Brad Keselowski. They're coming to the white flag. Bubba's in that final transfer spot. I think he's going to be safe. It's Ty Dillon, Ryan Preece, Bubba Wallace. Then you got Harrison Burton. Is Harrison Burton going to send Bubba Wallace in the last turn and getting into the big show? And here he comes off the line. And it's going to be Bubba Wallace just sneaking in. Oh, my God. Bubba Wallace, the causer of so much chaos, just barely sneaks in that third spot. But how about Ty Dillon getting the win in that last chance qualifier? And Ryan Preece representing Rick Ware Racing, getting that P2, Bubba Wallace in P3. And then you have Harrison Burton, Brad Keselowski, Cindric, and missing out. So you got a Chevy, a Ford, and a Toyota. And that was just how it was in the last one, too. You had a Chevy, Ford, and Toyota. So that wraps up the second last chance qualifier. This has been chaotic. Dylan from a mechanical problem to winning the last chance qualifier. I know that's crazy. Bubba's car is illegal. It's invincible. What the dog doing? Yes, Rickwar Racing is back. They're just showing some random guy in the stands, like going like, woo. And so you got Ty Dillon, Ryan Priest, Bubba Wallace, your top 3 that advance. So, guys, I'll be back in about an hour for the main event. My throat is dead. I got to go rest it now and not like say anything. So that way I can stay alive for the main event. Well, that's all for now, guys. I'll be getting off in a second. And I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I hope you all tune in again later tonight. Oh, boy. I know. Somebody, I wonder if Bubba's going to get in a fight with someone in the main event, man. Oh, boy. Okay. Now we're going to end the stream, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.